We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next. Today on an all-new Daily Helpline. Give it up for Mackenzie Phillips.
Had a very public breakout in handcuffs type of relapse.
All day long, am I going to drink? Am I not going to drink?
We're here to turn your mess into a message.
My science was sound.
Your science.
Relationship science.
Oh, how's that working in science?
I don't know.
This is about getting real. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to woman up.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Helpline. I'm Miles Edcox.
And I'm Spirit.
And on today's topics, we have a young single mom in need of guidance.
That's right, a woman who's shunned by her family for leaving her Amish upbringing behind.
And an eligible bachelor who's having a hard time finding Miss Right.
Ooh, okay. But first, I want to introduce our guest host today, Mackenzie Phillips. She's the former sitcom star of One Day at a Time, and Mackenzie has a very interesting background. So please, please give it up for Mackenzie Phillips.
Great to see you.
Thanks so much. Have a seat for us.
Hi, everybody.
So we have to talk about this because you have a very, very public history, right?
Yes.
When it comes to your battles with alcohol and drug addiction.
Correct.
It's been a very long road, but not only that, but your sobriety.
Yes.
And now, being in recovery, you are at the Pasadena Recovery Center, correct?
I am. I actually work as the treatment and recovery advocate for Pasadena Recovery, and I do things like this where I come out and try and break the stigma and raise awareness of what addiction is, where it lives in the brain, and how it manifests in people's lives. And I'm working on a second book. I quit smoking. I mean, life is like, whoa!
And you know, Mackenzie, I've just got to say, because I've got the unique vantage point of being an insider in this industry that you and I roam around in. And
Yes.
Are you personal friends here?
Our paths have
met,
crossed
yes.
quite a bit, and I
Nice.
will say you have been a champion and an advocate for our cause and for all the people who suffer from addiction and alcoholism, and you're doing an incredible job at it.
Give me chills.
kudos.
Thank you, Miles. It means so much to me. Thank you.
Mackenzie, I'm really glad you're here because I think you're going to be able to relate to our first guest. Let's take a look.
I started drinking when I was 20, and I drank from the time I was 20 till 46, pretty much straight through. At 46, I stopped, and I had almost 4 years sober, and now I'm 50, and I just relapsed very recently. I drank because I had fun, I liked the taste, and then B, I started to need it. When I look back on the time and the opportunities that I wasted, it makes me sick. It makes me want to drink. I was a mountain biker, and you know, everything to me was fitness. Everything to me was working out and being fit, and I became a really good racer. I blew it because, you know, I started drinking too much to be able to bike. I started getting out of shape and getting fat because I just wanted to drink. Every hour is consumed thinking about alcohol. Drinking, not drinking. Am I gonna drink? Am I not gonna drink? Am I gonna drink? Am I not gonna drink? It's like a ping pong in my head all day long, and sometimes I cave in.
So welcome, Brett. What was it like to watch that? And where are you today, and how can we help you?
It's interesting watching that because I had 4 years sober before that, and I was feeling really good and you know, healthy again and focused in life. And then just seeing, it's only been 2 months since I relapsed, and seeing me again after I drank, I can see a total difference in just the 2 months. So for me, it's frustrating because I didn't want to relapse. It's weird how it all happened, but you know, I'm here because I want to know, you know, how can I stop that? Because it'll get back to being where I was before. I'll be completely out of control. It'll go from half a bottle to a bottle to 2 bottles, and the next thing you know, it's vodka. You know, and that's the path.
Let's go back. What did happen on that day? I mean, you had almost 4 years of sobriety, and then on that day you made the choice to drink. What happened?
I think it was a combination of a lot of different things. Some things in my personal life. I felt like a betrayal from someone that was very close to me. And it wasn't just that, but a lot of things. And that was the moment where I was just like, you know what? That's it.
I'm a person who had long-term sobriety and had a rather spectacular and very public breakout in handcuffs type of relapse.
Right.
And here's the way I look at it, is that I started my life as a cucumber, right? We all start our lives as a cucumber. If if you're an addict and alcoholic through years of drinking and using, you become a pickle. You cross the invisible line into losing the power of choice. No defense against the first drink or drug. It's like a survival skill. You become a pickle. You will never be a cucumber again. Neither will I. I cannot drink or use to good purpose. And so I have to find a way to be comfortable in the day that I'm in my own sobriety, so that when things like that come up, and my first problem solving is, well, so I'm gonna have to drink. That it doesn't go that way anymore. My first problem solving is, let's figure out what's going on in the day that I'm in that's making me feel so shaky in my sobriety.
Yes,
You
it's
know?
interesting how you said something. I thought after 4 years, I thought, you know what, maybe I can take that drink and it's not gonna be that bad this time. And you forget all that you went through the first time. And it starts out, for me at least, it was just one bottle the first night. And then it just starts over and you're like, I can't go back to this. First of all, I'm 50. You know what I mean? I've worked really hard to help build a business, and then what am I gonna do? Just go get drunk and lose it all?
Well, here's the deal.
You know? And you want to.
There's more to sobriety. Sobriety is one thing. Recovery is another thing entirely.
Right.
Physical sobriety is very difficult to achieve, you know? But then maintaining it and moving into a place of recovery. You know, what am I doing in the day that I'm in that takes me away from a drink instead of back towards one? So doing the same things that you did when you were using or drinking is generally a way right back into the bottle. So finding
Fitness was a big way for me to get sober in the first place.
Well, Brett, let's get real and find out where you are, because if we don't, we won't be able to help you. So, you know, how bad is it? How much are you drinking now?
Right now, for the last 2 weeks, I've really had a good 2 weeks. I drank twice in the 2 weeks. So I'm in a situation where, to answer your question, you know, I could easily slip right back to where I was, 2 bottles a night, just like that.
When was the last time you were there?
It's been 2 months since I relapsed. A couple weeks ago is when I really
were into it pretty
went
heavy?
for it pretty heavy.
What's missing in your everyday right now?
That's kind of why I'm here, because I don't know. I don't even know how I got 4 years, to be honest with you. I mean, I prayed a lot, you know, and I put definitely my belief in God helped me. But, you know, now I don't know. I don't know what's missing. I've tried to stop again. I can't. I find myself in the grocery store, even though I'll swear all day. The last 7 days since I drank, all I've done is think about it. Every single day. All day, am I gonna drink? Am I not gonna drink? Am I gonna drink? Should I call a friend? No, because they'll talk me out of it. You know what I mean? So you go through this whole...
And we avoid the places where we know we'll hear the truth. You avoid the place where you know you're gonna hear the truth, whether it be a 12-step based recovery group or friends who have experienced your alcoholism firsthand. And so you don't pick up the phone and you don't do the thing that's indicated. So maybe start doing contrary actions. Your alcoholic mind is telling you that this is what you need to do. So do the opposite. Contrary action quite often really helps. You know, you don't want to go to a 12-step meeting, go to a 12-step meeting.
What do you do when the craving hits you so bad that you don't want to call anybody, you don't want to go to the AA meeting? I mean, when the craving hits me, it is so powerful that I'll ditch anything to go drink.
We're going to get to that, but I don't want to get the cart in front of the horse, because I think understanding and learning how to manage triggers are going to be important.
Okay.
And I want to talk about it, but this is a very, very real issue for you and a lot of people. 85,000 people die in the U.S. each year with alcohol-related causes, and it's the third most preventable disease that kills people in our country. And so this is a big, big issue. And what we know about it is that relapse is a real thing that comes along with sobriety. More than half of the people that get treated deal with relapse at some point in their life. But unfortunately, with relapse from alcoholism, we don't treat it like we do relapse from cancer or relapse with diabetes. We tend to turn it into this moral thing that we're not doing right, and we forget that this is a brain disease.
Yeah.
You get that, I think.
So, but Miles, let me ask you though, because you said managing and you know, working through the triggers, but what do you do when they don't know what their triggers are? He says, I don't know what they are.
That's the question I have for you is, what are you medicating in the first place? Tell me about your pain.
You know, it's weird because I drank because I had fun. You know what I mean? I think I was drinking initially because I had family things when I was growing up. A lot of people have family issues. And I think that maybe was one of the reasons initially I probably drank when I was younger. And then it just turned into a big party.
But see, this is what happens. Sometimes we skirt over the real issue. Maybe, yeah.
We minimize the real issue.
Yeah, we think, well, you know, it was kind of that, but then it was the party. Let's talk about what the initial was. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, when it quits working,
you lose
it
the
quits.
power of choice.
And that, the relapse?
Yeah.
I don't get any pleasure out of it anymore.
Yeah.
That's what really is awful. There's no like, oh, this feels good.
What do you get pleasure out of?
I get pleasure out of doing outdoor things. I get a ton of pleasure out of mountain biking, surfing, fitness, that kind of thing, and that's what this takes away. I get pleasure out of my work. I enjoy going to the clients I need to go to do that.
Let me ask this differently, because I don't want to hear what you think about this.
Okay.
Because your thinking's what got you into this to begin with.
Okay.
I want to hear what you feel about it. So I want you to take a minute, take a deep breath, drop in. You don't have to look good up here.
Okay.
That's not why we're here.
Okay, got
We're
it.
here to help you. We're here to turn your mess into a message.
Okay.
All right? So talk to us from the place of pain. What is it? Why do you not feel comfortable in your own skin?
I don't know. Honestly, I really don't. I think when I got sober, I never addressed any of that. Yeah. They say, you know, he was a dry alcoholic, but he never did the 12, I never did the 12 steps.
Oh, well, there you go.
That might be a
That
piece.
might have an issue.
Okay, so clearly there's a
You're like,
lot that we have
bingo.
to unwrap here. I mean, we haven't even begun to take the layers off of this, so I want you to hold on, okay?
Okay.
Let's just take a quick break. We're gonna come back with more with Brett right after this. Stay tuned. Coming up.
I drank till I couldn't drink anymore, till it was like life and death to me.
You are just as much fun sober as you are knee-walking drunk.
We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.